we're here at Performance Marketing Insights in Amsterdam, and here with me I've got Tomas Saulsbury-Hunter from CJ Affiliate. He's just got off the stage where he ran a session on baking influencers into your affiliate strategy. So Thomas, tell us, is incorporating influencers into your affiliate strategy the next big thing?
I don't think it's the next big thing. I think it's something that we've been doing for quite a while. So we've talked about content advertisers for years in affiliate, and certainly since I started in the industry. And influencers are really just an extension of that. They're people that kind of sit at the top of your funnel, that speak to your newer customers or to your less engaged customers and start to drive them down the funnel. We're talking about bloggers, we're talking about Instagrammers, we're talking about Twitter users. And for me, they just don't sit any differently to the rest of content. If we're looking at whether they're valuable or whether their value is going to continue, yeah, absolutely.
And what do you think is the key value of this practice?
They're able to access you large audiences. They're able to access you audiences that you don't already have engaged, again, in your sales funnel. They're able to give you access to a larger number of total people, which in the end should lead to more conversions. If you do have more people in that sales funnel, then you're able to access them at different times. You're able to drive them different user journeys based on exactly what you want the outcome to be.
Yeah. So my next question was going to be, how can they help you drive awareness of a campaign, which you briefly answered, but can you tell us a bit more about the ways they can do that?
Yeah, so I think it's a really interesting question, and I'm going to give a slightly weaselly answer in that I think that varies completely depending on the advertiser and the campaign. But what we were speaking about today was using and communicating KPIs that measure quality. And if you're able to communicate that to your publishers, what they can do is they can start to drive awareness in the ways that you want them to. I don't think you can be prescriptive and tell them exactly what they should be doing, although we've had users who've done things like driven emails out to their followers based on people that they think are interested, tweaking their content and adjusting it and A/B testing it. There are ways of doing it, but I think if you start telling influencers how to change their content, you're going to come off cropper. Whereas if you start enabling them to drive awareness in the way that you want, you're going to start to see more of the results in the way that you want them.
What advice would you give for accommodating an influencer into a campaign?
So that's linked back to the KPIs that we were just speaking about. If you're able to identify KPIs that you consider high quality or that you consider to indicate high quality, then you are able to reward that influencer for the value that they're driving. And in terms of recruiting, in terms of accommodating, in terms of retaining influencers, if they're able to see the reward that they're getting being linked to the work that they've done, you're going to be in a much easier place in terms of accommodating them, and it's going to be much easier for selling into your advertiser exactly the value that they're adding.
Okay, perfect. And on a different note, do you believe that influencer marketing attracts high quality customers to business?
I think it attracts customers. I think whether they're high quality or not, really, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but really depends on your definition of quality. So one of my advertisers considers high quality customers to be people that repeat year after year and will come back to them. Some people will consider high quality customers to be ones that buy high margin products. Some will be people that buy a lot of products within a short space of time. So influencers just give you access to customers, but again, if you're able to communicate to them exactly the kind of customers that you want, then there is absolutely the ability for them to drive high quality customers by your definition.
Okay. And are there any challenges to bear in mind before you decide to incorporate an influencer into your campaign?
Identifying those KPIs can be difficult. I haven't come up against an advertiser yet who hasn't been able to do it. We've worked with, I think, 5 or 6 different advertisers and identified quality metrics, but sometimes you have to go outside of your standard sphere of influence. Sometimes you have to speak to people from the brand teams at advertisers to identify what they're comfortable with. Once you have identified that KPI, as I said earlier on, in theory it should be much easier to incorporate the influencers because you're incorporating people that match up to the KPIs that you want to drive.
That makes sense. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.